They say patience is a virtue. But what if Ibn Battuta never ventured from home? Or Sultan waited to fly? Patience is a myth. Impatience is a virtue.
All right. I hope now my voice is audible. If my voice is audible, please comment down. Is my voice audible? Tell me yes or no. Tell me, comment down in the description box. All right. So I hope people can listen to my voice, right? All right. Good. Sorry, people. There had been a small technical glitch, but nonetheless, when Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear. Correct? When Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear. We are human beings. We all have our it's our good days, our bad days, our happy days, our sad days. So there's no issues, right? I mean, when such a technical issue happens, please make sure to comment down, because it is very important from my side to to understand that yes, people on the other side are able to understand, right? So if people are not able to understand or are facing any difficulty, it would be of your best interest to make sure that you type it in the comment box, that either there is no sound or there is any kind of any kind of technical issue, or if you're not able to understand any concept that I'm talking, or if you think that I am fast or slow, so please make sure that let me know in the comment box, because if you let me know, then only I will be able to rectify the issue. So thank you, Sophia, for informing me about this current technical issue. For any issue that comes across, please don't hesitate to write down in the comment box. For example, if there is some problem in the video, some problem in the audio, or any query, any question that you beautiful people have, do let me know, and I will make sure to resolve it at the earliest. I hope everyone is understanding. If you're having a great day, if you're having a great time right now, put a thumbs up in the comment box. I hope everyone is sharp, everyone is attentive. So we for because of the technical glitch, let me give you a quick recap as to what I was talking. We have been basically looking at an optimistic nature. All right, today's day, right? Monday. We were talking about Monday. As you can see, today's current candle has been bullish, right? So there has been an injection of positive optimism in the market, right? Now people are like, yes, Monday is a good day. When Monday starts on a bullish note, generally it signifies that yes, it should be bullish for the week. I mean, this is the hypothesis what people and analysts speculate or say. But nonetheless, let us quickly have a look at what the markets have been on a bullish sentiment today. But yes, just because today's day has been bullish, please be aware that still the overall sentiment has been on the bearish side. So I hope people understand. There is one picture called as the smaller term picture, and there's one picture which is the larger term picture, right? So based on the geopolitical based on the geopolitical uncertainties that are going across the globe, based on the foreign institution investors who are pulling out their funds, and the domestic institution investors are doing their part of injecting liquidity into the market, but the ratio of the foreign institution investments pulling out their funds is greater than the domestic investment institutions injecting. So there is still bearish overall, still bearish sentiment in the market. But we always look to each day as its own. We want to start afresh, so we want to make sure that we are looking at the smaller term picture, which is basically what is happening today, and the overall picture. All right, I hope people are able to understand, people are able to have a good understanding, and I hope there is no audio or any kind of technical issue that anyone is facing. I have tried to make sure that everything has been taken care of. So I hope everything is all right. Yeah. If everything is all right, please make sure to write down that yes, Harsh, everything is good. Everything is all right. So as we were looking at 10 o'clock, the BSE was up by almost 0.55%. So that is a good start to the day, right? When there is bullish sentiment in the market. So, and the Nifty was at around 0.35% appreciation, right? So as you can see on the BSE Sensex, 11 out of 30 stocks were trading in the red, just 11. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So around 19 companies have been on the bullish side, right? On the bullish sentiment, while a meager 11 companies have been on the bearish side, right? And the losses were capped by certain companies like JSW Steel, followed by Lawson Tubro. We got Indus Bank. Remember, we talked about Indus Bank, right? When we don't have any kind of when the quarterly earning reports do not match with the previous reports, or the sentiment, or the the opinions of what traders had in mind, that is when we have massive fall. Sophia is writing, do we have any strategy for today? Sophia, we are still scouting the markets. Give me some time, and once I do come across a strategy, you will be the first ones to know. All right. Always make sure, we do want to provide strategy. We do want to provide you with hot stocks, but we need to make sure that we take into factor all the market scenarios. Make sure that we have as many factors in our favor before we can provide you. Remember, we just don't want to take a trade. We want to provide you with the most high probability trades, right? Because trading all boils down to probabilities, correct? I hope people are understanding. So as I was talking about, we talked about BSE Sensex, correct? So BSE Sensex had been more towards the bullish. Just a meager 11 out of 30 companies who are right now still underperforming with a bearish sentiment, but another 14, right? So the remaining companies are providing you with that bullish sentiment. On the Sensex, we had an appreciation of 0.35%. The companies that were responsible for the pull down, or the reason for their bearishness, had been JSW, Lawson Tubro, Indus Bank, Power Grid, and Tech Mahindra, right? While, as Sophia had mentioned, the bank stocks were doing well today, right? So gains were led by ICICI, followed by SBI, Infosys. So the banking and the financial institution services have been doing remarkably well today, and right, so they have been the catalyst for today's bullish sentiment in the market. On the Nifty, 30 out of 50 companies were trading in the green. So a huge majority of companies have been green. Remember, an index functions as a whole. When the majority of the companies listed on a particular index are performing well, that is the time when the index rises, or turns, or starts to develop a bullish sentiment, and vice versa. So the banks were doing pretty well. The auto, pharma, health, oil, consumer durables were also trading good, right? So overall, in the broader market, the mid cap was up by 0.5%, 0.58%. The Nifty small cap was up by 0.5. So majority, most of the indices are doing well. They are on a bullish note. Sophia is writing, I am holding bank stocks. Don't worry, Sophia, we'll get into those and we'll check how things are performing. All right. Let's quickly look at. So we had a couple of banks that we are currently holding. We had RBL Bank. We had Muthoot Mutual Funds. So yes, Sophia, we would be looking at onto those as well. All right. Let's quickly look at the PowerPoint to quickly have. Remember, we have a stock tracking performance, right? As all of you are aware, if not all of you, we are currently sitting at a 97% profitability, right? It's very important to make sure that people understand, the intensity, the impact of what we are trying to provide you. All right. So these are the current trades that have been closed, that have given a result overall of 97%. But at the same time, we have even trades that are running, right? So Sophia is telling that we have certain bank stocks which are running. So let's dive into it and see. We had given you trading a hot stock on the 14th of October, right? So almost 2 weeks back, RBL Bank listed on the National Stock Exchange. So quickly, let's have a look at what it's showing. RBL Bank, right? Listed on the National Stock Exchange. So the prices have still been bearish, all right? Yes, they have started to, appreciate in value. So, but again, understand the overall sentiment has still been on the bearish side, with the current sentiment right now showcasing that yes, there is that tendency for prices to start correcting, because since the banks are doing pretty well for today. Let's look at the other one. We were looking at even Muthoot Finance. Just quickly looking at where we had given the trade idea to enter was at around 200 205. 200 205. So based on the entry we had given you, price is substantially away from it. So will we plan to enter? Will we plan to take another trade? You will be notified. All right. Please make sure to just keep following. Remember, trading is not about certainties. Trading is about probabilities. I hope people are able to understand. Nothing is certain in the world. You never know when your time will be up, on planet Earth, because everything is certain. Everything is uncertain. We basically follow based on probabilities. Which trades give us higher probabilities, which scenarios give us higher probabilities, and then we combine it together to give you the best. The second one that we were looking at was Muthoot mutual funds listed on the National Stock Exchange. Let me just type it out. Muthoot. Uh, Muthoot MF, right? Mutual funds. So yes, even Muthoot has been performing still bearish. Yes, today has been bullish sentiment, but we had entered at around 223, 225, 223, 225. So price is still away. So for these two trades, yes, the banking sectors have been doing well, but should we enter right now? Should we take another trade? We will let you know. All right. For now, please be cautious. All right. Coming to the other aspect of, because yes, as today's day have been bullish, has today's day does it have a bullish sentiment? Yes, but understand the overall picture is still, so the market takes time to correct itself, correct? Sophia is telling, should we enter right now? Sophia, I'm telling you to wait. We can to reduce your prices. Remember, because Muthoot Finance as and RBL Bank, the two banks that we had given you trade ideas, was around 223, 225. Let me quickly mark the lines. 223, 225, right? So if you want, should you enter again? I think based on the analysis, remember when we try to connect as many dots as possible to give you the right tools, right, to understand how the markets are performing. Has the prices been correcting? Yes, the prices have been correcting significantly, right? So the prices have come back to an area of interest where there is high amount of, it's come back to prices, it's come back to areas where prices should start rising from. So if Sophia is telling, should we enter? Yes, there can be, you can add another position for this particular trade, so that your entry, which was already provided to you around the date at which this particular trade was provided to you, was 10. All right, I hope people can see my screen. We had provided you this particular trade opportunity at around 10th of October. So comparatively, it's been around 18 days, right? The markets, based on the pessimism of the FIIs pulling out money and the DIIs not able to balance out, or not able to withstand the pressure of the FIIs pulling out. So that is the reason the prices have been falling down. So now, if you want to enter right now, we can enter, because currently, based on the recent articles, based on the fundamentals of these companies, since they have been turning out to be have a bullish sentiment, and based on technicals also, when prices have come back to a strong area of support, right? Just give me a minute. So is their prices have already corrected. Remember, these are banks, institutions which are listed on the National Stock Exchange. For a company that is listed on the National Stock Exchange, they need to undergo a lot of scrutiny, a lot of preventive measures from banks, from governing institutions like SEBI, like the SEC. So you understand, yes, if you are looking for a trade opportunity, you can, take another trade to reduce your exposure to the markets, because currently, yes, I do agree, you are currently sitting on a running loss, but a running loss is not a booked loss, right? There is a difference. A loss that is running and a loss that is booked are two complete different factors. When a loss is running, and if you can enter at a better price, you will get what is termed as an average price, right? I hope people are able to understand. If people are not able to understand, make sure you write down in the comment box that, Harsh, what is it? So we are talking about averaging, right? Averaging, it's another crucial component where people who have entered with their entry over here, let's call this as entry one, and prices for unforeseen reasons have been correcting, have been falling down, right? Have been bearish. Now that it has come into a stronger area of interest, we are in a position to look to take another trade to reduce the average between the two prices. Now what do you mean by that? If for another reason, right now where right now price is currently at, if I'm entering another trade at entry 2, the prices at which I had entered, right? And if I do enter at the second price, the average, right, of entry 1 and entry 2, so it's going to be literally 222 and 224. So the average of the two prices, and the entry, the minimum entry for you to come out to start making money falls down. So you end up with an average price of around this is the area, this is the indication of where the averaging price comes, right? So the average price, falls lower because you have entered at a lower price, and that is the reason when once the trade starts to rise back into your favor, you will have to come to the level. So this level comes to around 213.5 approximately. So rather than waiting for price to come back at 222 to make money, since you have entered with a similar position at entry 2, you can make your the moment price comes to 213, I hope people can see my mouse, right? The moment price hits 213.5, that is when you start to make money. So you get, a better opportunity to make bigger returns. I hope. So Sophia is saying, should we enter, since prices are already been running from the top, and the company has strong financial credentials, right? There is strong financial data that supports the company. I think, yes, Sophia, for bank, RBL Bank, for Muthoot Finance Mutual Fund, this could be a good place to re-enter, as well as for RBL Bank. Let me just put RBL Bank, because we want to make sure that we are capitalizing, right? Let me just quickly check what the PPT shows. The PPT shows that RBL Bank was provided to you on 14th of October with an entry of area of around 200 to 205. So 200 to 205. Let me quickly put a line. 200, 205. So this has been plus or minus an area where we had entered at, we had given you entry. So this has been the current entry. Right now, based on from a technical perspective, remember, if I zoom out the picture, right? One is when I zoom in, and the other is when I zoom out, right? So when I zoom out, I can see clearly that overall the sentiment has been bullish, correct? Remember, the markets are like an oil tanker, right? The oil tank, I hope everyone is aware of what an oil tanker is, right? An oil tanker is when a big ship, if it wants to turn, it is not like a speedboat which can turn quickly, right? It takes time to turn. So that is why we look at the bigger picture to understand what is the overall sentiment. And as you can see, there are certain areas of interest where prices are already sitting at, right? So currently, and based on where we had entered previously, right, the reason for this fall on RBL Bank has been again because of its quarterly two earning reports. When the reports do not coincide or do not match with the expectations of what people had, or the previous historical quarterly earning reports, that is when the markets tank, the markets fall down, right? So as you can see, we had given you a trade entry at this particular price. Right now on the chart, as you can see, we are looking at an area of interest. Well, yes, if you do want to enter, you are, allowed to enter again, so that, as I had explained to you on Muthoot Finance mutual funds, the previous stock idea we were talking about, your average price can fall lower, right? So you'll get a better average price, and you can start making money quickly. You do not have to wait for price to cross your entry one to start making money. It will be your, once price crosses your average price, right? That is the time when you can start to make money. So for Sophia, who is asking, should I enter? I think it is good because you want to, capitalize on opportunities which can give you returns, right? Good returns. So let me just quickly draw. Yes, you can, start to make good amounts over here. Wait, let me just put the arrow mark 1 second here. So there is, I hope everyone can see my screen. Yes, I hope everyone can see the screen. All right, good. So these are the two, because the banking sectors are doing pretty well. Let me just quickly show you. As I had already shown you on the, we'll show you the index also, right? But the Nifty, right? The upliftment of Nifty. I hope people can see my screen, correct? And I hope my audio and video and any other technical glitch has been resolved, right? If it's been resolved, please make sure to keep me informed about it, all right? As you can see currently, because of there is that positiveness, or there is that influx of bullish sentiment in today's market, the reason for this bullish sentiment has been because of the banking sector, right? It is the banking sector which is responsible for today's bullish. 1 second. I hope people can see my screen. All right, so it's basically the banking sector which is responsible for today's bullish sentiment. All right, I hope people are able to understand. So since the banking sector is doing well, we had already discussed. Let me quickly look at which of the banks have been performing well. We had certain banks like ICICI, correct? We had ICICI followed by Infosys, followed by Bajaj Finserv. So most of the financial service companies and banks have been having their results have been better compared to the previous past data, or the expectations of consumers, right? Expectation of traders, investors. So that is the reason. Sophia is writing that I am holding the stock. Yes, Sophia, I think that is a good decision, because that stock has potential. For stocks that are listed on the National Stock Exchange, for stocks that are listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange, they have potential to flourish. And that is the main reason they are listed on the National and the Bombay Stock Exchange, correct? I mean, if they did not have the credibility of performing well, if they did not have the financial statements of the last maybe 10 years, 5 to 10 years to support that, hypothesis of them flourishing well in the economy, they would not be listed on the economy in the first place. So please understand, right? Once you get an opportunity to enter, please do enter, all right? A quick glance at, yes, are the markets performing, or are they having a bullish sentiment for today? Yes, they have. I'm not denying that. But when we look at it, when we look at the overall picture, right? Compared to the last week, the bullish sentiment has risen. It was, I guess, around 3 or 4% last week, right? Hitting, it's inching slowly towards the bullish factor, but nonetheless, the intensity of the bearish pressure is still exists, right? Because like I said, in any economy which is driven by human emotions, there are only two human emotions, correct? We had talked about greed and fear, right? So please make sure greed impacts faster than fear. All right. Sorry, fear impacts faster than greed. What I'm trying to say is when there is panic, right? Fear is basically panic. So when there's greed and fear, so when there is greed, the markets will be, will be having an optimistic sentiment nonetheless. But when fear panics, right, it's much huge, correct? I hope people understand this. So when there's greed, the markets are, yes, they do rise, but they rise slowly. But when there's fear, automatically, because everyone is in a state of panic, everyone starts to run around. Everyone starts to go crazy, and that is when fear comes in, right? So if you look at the intensities of greed and fear moves faster than greed. All right. So Sophia is writing, I am holding the stock. Yes, Sophia, that would be the best decision as of now. All right. For people who are sleeping or for people who are still not completely awake or aware, or for people who are too focused on to what I'm talking, come on. You don't have to be that, glued to the screen. All you have to do is be more attentive, but be more reciprocative. You need to type down, right? Type down in the chat box if you have any doubts. If there is a particular stock that I should be looking at, is there any particular technical terminology that I should be talking about? Is there any article that you had come across that I should also go across? Please let me know. The more interaction I have, the better, right? Because we are here to provide you with analysis, but also it is very important for us to start getting, a clear understanding of, or a clear feedback that yes, Harsh, we understand what you say, you are doing a good job, and but I have a particular doubt or this or that, so get back to me and I will try my best to resolve it out. Remember, we are providing you with these live streaming sessions to show you the power, to show you the intensity of what we bring to the table, right? Remember, trades are based on probabilities. There is nothing certain in trading. Please understand, we do not just always want to provide you with a very flowery picture. Remember, every broker out there is only talking about, we provide you with this service, that service, but we are providing you with analysis, trading opportunities, and education. So we want to make sure that what we provide to you is practical in nature, right? People, we don't want to tell you that we can shoot to the stars and to the moon. We want to be practical, but at the same time we want to show you the power that we bring to the table. Remember, a profitability of around 97%. Now there might be questions coming up in the minds of a few people that but Harsh, you're talking about 97 profitability, but if you're looking at some of the current holdings, they are running in negatives, right? Please understand, when we provide you with a trading opportunity, right, we are doing our due diligence, right? We want to make sure that we can provide you with the best setups. Now, we do not control the stock market. We are not in charge of determining the direction that it has to follow. Sometimes the markets react perfectly. Sometimes the market will take its time. Sometimes the market takes more time. So please understand that when you compare and look at the overall picture, when people talk about 97% profitability, please bear in mind that even if some trades are running negative, you are still sitting at strong positives. All right. So people will be like, but Harsh, you're talking about 97. Remember, we have, a sheet. We have an Excel sheet that shows which trades were taken and when they were closed, right? So once they close, we'll let you know when to close. My team of assistants will make sure to provide you with the notifications, will provide you with the reminders when to close. So are we making profits? Yes. But there are certain trades which are also running in they're currently running, right? They have running losses. That is fine. Remember, trading is about probabilities. Trading is not about certainties, right? There is nothing certain in life. So please make sure we do not want you to we are not here to provide you with a rosy picture. We are here to provide you with a very practical based picture that showcases that yes, the numbers, the proof, the profitability ratios are true. They are practical and they are result oriented. Remember, 97 profitability is not by taking one trade or two trades or three trades. We have been taking trades all the way from 18th of September. Today is the 28th of October. So on a span of 1 year and almost half a month. So 1.5 months, we have been taking an overall. The trades that have been closed on an average, they come to 27. So more than 25 trades have been taken, 27 to be precise. So on a span of 27 trades, if we are able to provide you with a 97 profitability, I think we are doing justice, in making sure that we are providing with our services that are result oriented and not just for the talks, correct? So I hope people are able to understand, people are able to get a good gist about what the markets are, how we look at the markets, and we always have to have a practical approach. We do not want to have a hypothetical approach or an approach that is not based on results and the current market conditions. All right, I hope people are able to understand. I hope none of you are sleeping. Please make sure to keep having your fluids on time so that it keeps your hydration levels at the mark required. All right. Looking at the at TradingView, there was another. Sophia writes, "Time is too long." Yes, Sophia. I wish things could happen instantly. But you might get your. I mean, if you go to a restaurant and you're having dinner, you order for your lunch or for your dinner. I mean, restaurants or service providing companies are they have to function. If you go to McDonald's, you get your entire meal within maybe 10 minutes, max to max, right? Because everything needs to be quick. But in the markets, you have to understand that sometimes the stock, sometimes the share reacts perfectly. Sometimes it takes time, sometimes it takes lots of time. So we are trying to make sure that we do not put all our eggs in one basket. We make sure to manage risk. We put maybe only 10 to 15% on one trade, 10 to 15% on the second trade, so that we have more eggs to play with. Not just, for example, if you put all your eggs in one basket and for some reason that basket falls, your eggs are destroyed. We do not want that. That is why we always keep reminding our clients, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure, that is the reason whenever we provide you with a trading opportunity, we let you know that position size accordingly. We provide you with our estimates of 10 to 15%, and based on our position sizing of 10 to 15%, we are able to provide you with a 97 profitability in a span of 1.5 months. So please understand, we do not tell you to go and put 50%, put 100% of your shares, of your money in one share. Never. Always we focus on position sizing, on risk management. All right. All right, there was another thing that I wanted to showcase you, and that was based on the graphical approach of what we are looking at, what the FIIs and the DIIs are showing, right? I hope we would be talking a lot about FIIs and DIIs. So for anyone who has any question of what an FII is or what a DII is, please let me know so I can explain to you quickly, so that people do not feel that, okay, but we do not understand, or maybe Harsha is going too fast. So your reciprocation, your feedback, what you type down in the comment box will help me to analyze how well I'm doing or how well I'm not doing. But I hope that I'm doing overall, I think I'm doing good, right? So in the comment box you can let me know that yes, Harsh, you are doing a great job. Your feedback, your comments will help me, will provide me with more confidence, will provide me with more optimism that yes, Harsh is doing very well, and I will make sure to keep putting in more energy, more effort. I will try to answer as many questions as possible in the time frame that has been given to us. So I do want to make sure that yes, Harsh is not just here for for just talking and getting done. No, Harsh is here to explain. Harsh is here to build a trust. Remember, we are here for the long run. We are not here for the short run. We are here for the long run. So please understand. We want to make sure that we are providing you with information, but it is your responsibility to make sure that you provide us with your reciprocation, you provide us with your feedback, so that I am able to understand that okay, if I'm talking, the other person is able to understand me also. All right, I hope everyone is having a good time. I hope everyone is understanding, and I hope people are getting a clear picture of what is being discussed. So based on the FIIs and the DIIs, you can clearly see as of today. Let me change the color of the arrow. I like to have orange. I mean, many people are aware, but for many people who are not aware, I have a habit of I love being colorful. So some of my favorite colors tend to be yellow, orange, blue, and I like black and white also. Yeah, so but I like orange and yellow. I like to be vibrant. All right. So as we were looking at the FII's cash versus the DII's cash, right? So the FII cash, the foreign institution investments, right? Investors, investment companies that are based abroad, and DII are domestic institution investors, investors or financial institutions that are based in the home country, correct? That are locally based. So in terms of FI for the last 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in terms of the intensity of the bearishness, in terms of the outflow of funds had been quite significant during 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th had seen a slight sluggish behavior that okay, now they're reducing. They're not as intensely bombarding the economy by taking out the funds, correct? Well, at the same time, as you can see for the DIIs, right? Similarly, on 22nd, 23rd, as well as 25th, there has been more influx of, optimism. They are flushing the economy with more liquidity. So that is a good part based on the aspect of DIIs, because if the FIIs are pulling out funds from the economy, there is a void that has been created in the economy, right? So in order to fill that void, the domestic institutional investors are getting the opportunity to enter the market, to establish positions into the market, to uplift the market, because who else better than the DIIs, right, to understand how well their own economy will perform, correct? So that has been a good explanation in terms of how they're performing. But also at the same time, as you can see, there is movement of price onto the bullish sentiment. Quickly looking at what the news event articles are showing for today. So as you can see, as it was already mentioned, right? So stock market, right, has almost surged by around 900 points, correct? We have the Nifty Bank. Remember the banking sector, as even Sophia had mentioned, the bank stocks are doing well. Why are the bank stocks doing well? The bank stocks are doing well because certain banks are outperforming, based on even their previous quarterly earning reports, they have outshined, they have outperformed, right? So let me just quickly have a look. You can see Nifty Bank has jumped by 600 points, right? Then we have here, this particular point, Nifty Bank, the Nifty Bank Index. All right. I hope people are aware that there is also an index called as the Nifty Bank. So the Nifty Bank comprises of 12 banks. All right, 12 banks, 9 to 12 banks. If I'm wrong, please do comment. But I'm pretty sure it's between 9 and 12. You can see ICICI Bank jumps almost 3%, right? So the quarterly earning reports have been strong. ITFC shares drop now because why? Because of their quarterly earning reports, correct? And then you have another bank, Yes Bank, has surged 9% as the quarterly uh, earning reports has zoomed at 145 year on year. So these are currently some of the, you know, currently, as per today, these are some of the companies that have been outperforming. So the banking sector has been doing pretty well. Let us look at some other articles. One second. We will even look at what the sectors are doing, so do not worry. Stay tuned. When Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear, right? When Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear. All right, so let's look at some. There was an article that I was interested in looking. Just give me a minute. Quickly looking at how even the other indices across the world. Remember, everything is interconnected, right? When things are interconnected, they always are intertwined. So if something happens in one economy, it does have an effect on the other economy as well. So we just want to make sure that we are able to understand or get the gist about what the foreign indices are also doing, right? The foreign country indices. So we have the S&P 500. So they also rose by around 0.5%. So the S&P 500 is basically the which one? It's the index which is based. It is based on the American economy, right? The S&P 500, the top 500 blue chip companies listed on the NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, correct? Then we have the Nikkei futures, right? The index which is basically listed on the Japanese stock exchange, right? So that rose by 1.5. Australia's ASX, right? ASX is basically the index of the Australian economy. That was slightly changed. Hong Kong's Hang fell 0.2. So Hong Kong's index has taken a slight dip of 0.2%. The Shanghai Composite rose to 0.2%. Euro stocks, right? Again, the index, which is basically listed on the Euro Stock Exchange, has risen by 0.3%, right? Please understand, when everyone is aware, right, in terms of Iran, Israel, Palestine, and even Russia, Ukraine. Then on the East Asia side, we have North Korea, South Korea disputes, China, Taiwan disputes. So with a lot of uncertainty, oil is taking a hit, right? Because of oil tankers being targeted, especially next to Yemen, because Yemen is being quite. It's not letting world trade continue, at the pace they were continuing. So oil has been taking a dump. Gold has been rising. Remember, we talked so much about gold on Friday. Don't worry, we will be talking more about it. All right. So when such uncertainties are taking place, right, we always want to make sure that, and we had even talked about the limitations, right, in terms of, yes, Harsh, the markets are doing well. You are providing us with good trading opportunities. Overall, most of the trades that you are providing us are doing very well with a 97% profitability. Very good. But Harsh, in terms of advantages of the stock market, we are still facing issues in terms of we are not allowed to hold trades. Remember, majority of the trades, if you are trying, see, remember, the market can go only in two directions. Either the market can go in a bearish direction or can go in a bullish, or the prices can go sideways. I hope people are able to understand, right? So uh, when you're trading the NG share market, right, when you're trading individual stock, you are mostly focusing on going long, all right? Because when you try to look at going short, You can. When people say, can you go short in the Indian share market? The answer is yes. But you can only short for one day, for that particular day. It is very important to understand that, because when we are talking, when we are providing you with trading opportunities, our main focus is on providing you with opportunities that are based on going long. I hope people can see my screen, right? Till now, all the trades that we have been providing to you have been based on going long. We are not providing you with trade opportunities that are going short, for the reason that going short, or let me type, or let me say taking shorts in the Indian share market is allowed. All right, it is allowed, but only for intraday. Intraday stands for during that particular day. For example, today is the 20th of October, and for example, we at like Harsh provides you with a trading opportunity to go short. You can take the short, but the market, when the market is running, right? Once the market is running between 9:30 in the morning or 9:15 in the morning till 3:30 in the evening, in the afternoon, Indian Standard Time, you have to close the position. The position has to be squared off. Mr. Lee is in the house. All right, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Lee. I hope you did not join late. I mean, you are commenting now, so I think you might be late. But you said nice background, correct? When we talk about the profitability, Mr. Lee was basically talking about this particular background, the one that showcases the profitability of 97%. So I hope Lee, you had a great weekend. I am so happy that you have joined with us, and you are adding value to this particular community by making sure that you are interacting with us, right? So a big thumbs up to Mr. Lee. All right, now coming back to trading, as we were talking, so can you take shorts in the Indian share market? Yes, you can, but you are only allowed to take shorts for one particular day, for that instant day. If I take a short today at 28th of October, I have to close it by today before the stock market closes. If now people will be like, what if I forget to close it? Do not worry, your broker is smarter than you. He will, or the broker will make sure to close your positions, right? The broker, let me just type it quickly. Your broker, right? So your broker will square out. Square out stands for closing out. All right, will square out your short positions before today's market closure. So this is the reason why these are certain disadvantages, right, of the share market. One huge disadvantage is this, right? So taking shorts in the Indian share market is allowed, but only for intraday. Your broker will square up. So if the prices are not performing as per the way they should have performed, the broker will not do anything but close your position. So you might have losses during the day. That is the reason we provide you with long opportunities. The second thing is the leverage that they provide, right? So the leverage is only 1:5 intraday. Remember, we are talking about a leverage, a very small leverage of only 1:5. When you look at the other markets, that, remember, we are not just focused on the Indian share market. We at Dolphin Markets have a much bigger picture. Our services are diversified. We focus on forex markets. We focus on CFD markets. We focus on commodity markets, gold, oil, silver. So when you compare those big markets with the current Indian share market, the leverage for the Indian share market is very, very small. Remember, it is 1:5 intraday. Very important to focus on the word intraday. For if the price or can you hold and can you let your long positions run for the next day, for the next week? Yes, you can. If you're buying, you can hold it. But please bear in mind your leverage, your purchasing power. If you are trading intraday for that particular day, you have 5 times the purchasing power. But if you are planning to continue your trade to the next day, your leverage will get reduced to 1 is to 1 for intraday. For during that day, if you are trading, you will have 1 is to 5. But if you are trading, if you're holding trades for the next day, for the next week, your leverage becomes 1 is to 1. All right, let me just type it down. Holding trades. All right, so there are a lot of disadvantages in the market. Currently, the market is showing some optimism. That is good. But if you can clearly see in terms of what the market has been doing, for since the last 1 month, right? The market has been on a bearish sentiment, right? Geopolitical reason, geopolitical uncertainties across the globe. FIIs pulling out funds from the Indian economy. Then we have the quarterly earning reports not matching with the expectations of what the investors had in mind. So there are so many uncertainties, and the biggest reason has been the institutions pumping money into the commodity markets, especially gold. Remember, we keep talking about gold. Gold has been a safe haven for centuries, correct? Quick look at the gold, right? For people who understand, there has been a strong correction of price, right? But when we look at gold commodities, right? Commodities are basically resources that are on planet Earth, get that can be traded with, that can be exchanged with. All right. So when we look at gold, based on the current market sentiment, you have been seeing where prices have only been going up, up and up. Now we even talked about leverage when people were like, but Harsh, you were telling the leverage on intraday trading for the Indian share market is only 1 is to 5. But what about the leverage which is provided for the other markets? Remember, we talk a lot about providing you information or providing you with hot stocks, trading opportunities on the Indian share market, because we are trying to showcase our skills that yes, we can even outperform in the local market. So if you come to our markets, if you come to the bigger markets, if you come to the forex and the gold markets, correct? Look at the performance that we can give. We can give you even better results, right? So if you're talking about Harsh, but what about the leverage? In terms of leverage, are we getting less leverage or are we getting more leverage? And to answer your question, we are getting, for people who had seen the previous screen, it had mentioned 1 is to 5 for intraday. If you're trading only for 1 day, you get a leverage of 1 is to 5. But in forex and in gold markets, right, the commodity markets, you get a leverage of 1 is to 100, minimum 1 is to 100, right? You get a leverage of 1 is to 100, and there is no intraday. You have 24 hours. So you have 24 by 5. All right. So now there is no timing of the forex market. The forex markets are open 24 hours for 5 days a week. The only time the forex and the commodity markets, the gold markets are closed are during Saturdays and Sundays. So try to imagine the power, the significance that these markets hold. Because as you can see, we had shown you on our screen that even though we are performing exceptionally well, all right, giving you a profitability of 97%. On the other hand, yes, there are some trades we do not want to hide any of our, of our faults. We want to be clear and open, because the more clear and open we can be, the more you can generate trust with us. The more you can generate trust with us, the better we can, provide services to you, correct? So we have certain trades that we have provided to you, which have not been performing that well. But if you compare them with the profitability, you are still sitting, if not at 97 overall, if you had taken each and every trade, including the running trades, you'll be sitting at easily 50 to 60% profitability. Those numbers are still very huge. So please understand the power that we are trying to bring. And if we can provide you with a profitability of 97% in the Indian share market, imagine what we can provide you when you look at, the FX and gold markets, right? Very important. Please understand when we talk about the power that we are trying to bring to you, right? If we can provide you, let me just type it out, right? If we are able to provide great profitability, very important, because for some people they like to see more than here. So for them, if you can provide your great ability of 97% in the Indian share markets, imagine what we can do in the FX and gold markets. Think about it, because it does, I mean, it's so important to understand this, because if you don't understand the intensity, the power that we bring to the table, if we are able to provide a great profitability of 97% in the Indian share market, imagine what we can, provide you in terms of profitability in the forex and gold markets. There is so much that we talked about, in terms of leverage, in terms of market timings, in terms of ease of understanding, or even in terms of less capital required to get into the forex markets, right? The forex and the gold markets, when we talk about forex and gold, they are intertwined, right? They are together. So when I just mentioned FX or forex, or when I just talk about gold, just understand that they are together, all right? So uh, certain points, that we have covered, it's very important. Yes, today is a bullish sentiment for the Indian share market, all right? We talked about Nifty, we talked about Sensex, how they are performing better compared to what the markets have been doing. But overall, when it comes to the the limitations or the disadvantages, time, we can only trade from 9:15 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. afternoon. We can only have a leverage of 1 is to 5 during that particular day. If we want to hold it to the next day, our leverage shrinks, then we get only 1 is to 1. So, and we can take shots. So if you get a shorting opportunity, can we take shots? Yes, but you have to square off the position by the end of the day. So there is a lot of haphazard, there's a lot of limitation. But when you look at the forex market, you can go, for people who are saying, but what about, can you go short, can you hold for short? Yes, you can hold shorts, right? Infinitely. Remember, you can hold shorts. You don't have a day or a particular time when you have to close. You can hold, so you can go long and short. You can go long and short. Yes, you can hold shorts also. You're getting a leverage of 1 is to, you're getting a leverage of 1 is to 100. No problem for intraday, no problem, 24 by 5. So there is so much of, advantages of getting into the forex and the commodity markets, the gold markets. So I would highly suggest you to think about it. We are providing you with these services based on the Indian share market. The moment the share market closes, we will start identifying, analyzing the forex and the gold markets also. So if you're making 97%, right? If you're making 97% in the Indian share market, maybe you can make 197% in the forex markets, right? We are going to do our best to make sure that we are providing you with all sorts of analysis, all sorts of opportunities. Currently we are focusing on the Indian share market, so you can generate the trust with us that yes, they are performing well in the local markets, so they can very well perform in the international markets as well. We are providing you with even education, right? Trading education. Once the market closes, during after the stock market closes, the third live streaming session we have will be focused on providing you with trading education, technical analysis, trading education. Let us quickly have a quick recap of what the entire day has been. As we had talked about Nifty and Sensex and all, today has been a strong bullish sentiment, right? So today has been a strong bullish sentiment. People are feeling happy for today because you know, there is an uprisal of bullish sentiment, correct? So people are feeling good. People are feeling yes that now there is that bullish sentiment that the Nifty is showing. Let me just make sure that people are aware of what I'm talking. So the Nifty has been showing some bullish sentiment. The banks have been doing well. The banks and the financial sector, financial services sector. So the banks and financial services sectors are doing well. We even looked at certain trades that we had taken in the past based on the hot stocks that we have provided for all of you who had taken those trades. Might be sitting on some running losses, but do not fear. When Harsh is here, do not fear. When Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear, correct? So we had even, recommended to take a second position so that you can make money quickly. The bank sectors are doing well. Axis, HDFC, so on and so forth have been doing well. Overall, the banking sector has been doing pretty well. Then we looked at certain stocks that we had to enter. So we looked at Muthoot, Muthoot mutual funds. So we did talk about entering again at the second level because your entry one is at the level that was mentioned. But remember, the markets are uncertain, right? They will do what they have to do. We can only speculate. We cannot, be certain that the markets will do. For people who want to enter at a certain, at another position, who want to add another position, can do so, so that your average price reduces. And similarly, we did talk about RBL Bank. RBL Bank listed on the National Stock Exchange. Again, for this particular, we can add another trade so that our average price reduces and then you can make profits faster. All right. Then we did talk about how the FIIs and the DIIs are performing. And since everyone has still been talking about, yes, we understand that you provide valuable information, in the Indian share market, but because of the limitations that we have in the Indian share market, we are, we are not comfortable enough to, take trades in the Indian share market. For all those people who have that doubt in their heads, that is exactly what I am here for. That is exactly where Dolphin Market stands. We are a forex and gold market service provider. We provide you with the service package, service brokerage services. We are here to show you and provide you with, trading opportunities on markets which have bigger leverage, which are open for 25 by 7, 24 by 5, sorry, and who do not have, issues of leverage, whether intraday or whether you want to hold it. You can go long, short. You can also hold shorts for as long as you want. You have a leverage of minimum 1 is to 100 and no intraday issues. You can hold it for next day, for next week, for next month, so on and so forth. So I hope everyone has got a good understanding of how we are trying to, provide you with the confidence that if we can do well in the Indian share market, we can do well in the forex markets also. I hope people are able to understand, right? We are currently having a good look at gold. Gold has been shooting up, right, to all time. Remember the way that prices have been going. So I hope people understand and they are like, yes, Harsh, I think it is high time that we should start to get into the forex and gold markets also. And who else better than Dolphin Markets to provide you with that service? So please make sure to go through all the information of what the markets are, what we are providing. If you have any doubt, make sure to get back to my assistants. They will provide you with all the information required. All right, so I hope everyone had a good time today. I hope people are happy. I hope people have learned something. I hope I have been able to add value into your lives. All right, so I will see you for the second live streaming session. All right, so until then, good morning, namaste, and hope to see you in the second live streaming session. All right, until then, take care.